Hey, I'm Ulysses. Welcome to yet another edition of the Party Thaaang. This is the program designed exclusively to appeal to all you voyeurs out there. And I really hope you appreciate that.
Y'all ready for this?
What's your name? Say it!
It doesn't matter what your name is!
Say my name.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony!
You're listening to Don't Call Us Anthony podcast. All guest views and opinions are their own, but don't worry, the hosts will share theirs so you can call them opinionated. But just don't call them Anthony. And now, the hosts of Don't Call Us Anthony, Cooley and Tony.
DJ Ulysses, welcome to the Don't Call Us Anthony podcast. Dude, you know me, you know Cooley. Yes. You know, we've been friendly for a very long time. That'll just get that right off the bat, let people know.
My Apple peeps.
That's right, man. I am so excited, man, to have you on the podcast, man, because I know you have so many stories to tell. You have a long time standing background as a DJ. You've done so much. I mean,
it's just called being old.
But you know what, dude? But for the best reasons.
Me and Biden, old.
for the best reasons, though. So,
okay, I'll take that.
Oh man, so
you look like somebody who just dyed his beard white, man.
I know. Well,
he doesn't look old at all, man.
I should do some more dyeing on that thing.
You look like,
well, you know me. I'm trying to hide my vitiligo. So look at it. Goodness.
Oh, there it is, man.
Yeah, there it is. There it is in all its glory. But that's what happens.
Dude,
it won't kill me.
No, of course not, man. I'm a big fan of you. Obviously, you know that we've been friends for a long time, but I've always admired you as a DJ and what you've accomplished. So, but before we get into all that stuff, just tell us a little bit about who DJ or Ulysses Gallman is, man. Do you consider yourself a DJ? Do you consider yourself a teacher?
I consider myself all those things. I have compartmentalized my life so that I'm basically having fun at whatever I'm doing. That's the key. But I had fun as a school teacher. I have fun and still as a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
I try to have fun as a father, although that's the toughest of all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a thing of, you're still performing, even in a classroom as a teacher. If you do it right, there's a certain level of performance. And I was a science teacher for many years. I won a few awards and stuff, and I thoroughly enjoyed my students. But then to be on the radio, it's like, okay, now you're a performer. You're performing, mm-hmm. and you got to be succinct and get the message out. But I more than listening to myself talk, I enjoyed the music, bringing music to the public. Hey, this is a good song. This is a good top 40 song. And I started back in the 70s doing this stuff. So yeah, that was it was we were using 45s.
Oh yeah.
You guys even know what 45s look like?
I do.
A 45 with the hole in the middle.
I'm 50. I was there when they thought of 45s.
What's that again?
I said I was there when they thought of doing 45s.
I see. Well, I will tell you that's really how I got my start as a DJ. I was such a nerd in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. So when there would be like parties in the town at people's houses, I didn't know how to dance. I was too scared to get out there and dance. I didn't want to dance with the girls because I was afraid of them. But what I was good at was putting the needle on the record. So we'd be at the party, and that's what we had. We had a record player. And you'd put a song on, and there were certain songs like Marvin Gaye and some of that stuff. We would play it like 5, 6, 10 times. So somebody had to sit there and put the needle on the record. Mm-hmm. And I was very good at putting the needle on the record. Ulysses, put the needle on the record. That's how I started becoming a DJ. Oh, Ulysses, put this song on. I could put it on with, and I was quick. Click, 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 bang, put that needle on it and let it play. So that started, and then I remember seeing a friend of mine. I was probably a junior in high school, and he was actually on the radio station in our town in New Bern, North Carolina, and he was like a senior. And this kid invited me to come see what radio looked like, and I was hooked because I didn't realize like commercials are on special little devices and how they put the music on and backspin and all that kind of stuff. It was awesome. And so as a result of that, when I got to college, I just went nuts. I helped run WRIU for years. Even after I graduated, I went back to help RIU. We're here at the University of Rhode Island, and it was the night that Queen Latifah stepped in. Of course, the Party Thaaang cameras were on hand, and I just want you to know, first of all, Queen Latifah, it is one hell of a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much.
All right, now, we have several questions we got to ask you, and I want you to know that I've got listeners out there from all over the state and of all different ages, and some of them know who you are and some don't. So I'm going to go through my usual, past, present, and future. My first question, obviously, then is, who is Queen Latifah? You know?
That would be me. he's not Queen Latifah. Thanks.
Where are you from? How'd you get started? Just the history.
I'm from Jersey, East Orange, Newark. I was born in Newark, raised there until I was about 13, and I moved to East Orange. That's where I'm from now. Started, a friend of mine, Mark the 45 King, we did a demo, and he got it. His friend at the time, who was Fab Five Freddy, played it for someone at Tommy Boy, and they signed us to a deal, and that was that,
Yeah.
pretty much.
About how many years ago was that?
This was in 1988.
Okay, so you're just now peeking on the scene in here.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've been around for a while, but those, who aren't like on the hip hop tip probably wouldn't know until recently with a lot of press. So they probably know now.
We've all decided that this is your year,
I decided that too. And I think it is.
And then I discovered that there was the public side, the live DJ part. And actually that, right around 1976, 75, that was becoming a big deal. There was this big thing between bands and DJs. And suddenly we DJs weren't very popular out there, but then it got to the point where, okay, we were starting to make a name for ourselves because we could control the music. It sounded just like it did on the radio. We could play it over and over and over again. And suddenly we DJs started to gain some prominence around, I would say 74, 75. And then by 76, 78, oh my God, it was the thing here. My first real public DJ gig was at the Carriage Inn in North Kingstown.
Oh yeah, I know the Carriage Inn is, man. That's right off that back road right there. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was crazy, and it was, again, even musicians would come in and listen to the DJ, even though it was a little bit of tension between the DJ as opposed to the band. Oh, and there were people back there like, oh my God, I'd never have a DJ at my wedding. Now it's like, that's what you want at your wedding.
Yeah.
So I had to fight through some of that, learn how to mix and stuff. My next big landing spot was the Coast Guard House in Narragansett. I still do New Year's Eve down there, and man, I was the first DJ they had upstairs Saturday night. We'd have lines packed.
Yep. Packed
coming in, and again, it's because we were playing the music that people wanted to hear, and it sounded like it was supposed to sound, as opposed to live band. Now, don't let me disparage live bands, because I'm also a musician. I played French horn and trumpet, in high school and in college, until they made me the drum major because I didn't want to practice. But that's another story. So, I respected having musicians and what they can do. But I also understood that this new thing of a DJ, one person bringing their equipment in, setting up their speakers, and you're entertaining 500 people. Hey, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful. So, from there, like I said, Coast Guard House, and then down in Musquamacut, the LA Beach Club and RI 104. They kind of go together. RI 104 was the radio station. I had great ratings. In fact, I'm very proud of the fact that my Party Thaaang program on radio beat out Wolfman Jack, who was on Pro FM at the time on Saturday nights.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Beat him out. That's what they told me. And it goes, to be honest, he was kind of, he was kind of on his way out. And I was like the new thing coming in. So
it doesn't matter. You still beat him one time.
I was still doing it.
That's right. And I take that.
Yes. And then the LA Beach Club is where we started the video and the public access version of the party thing, where we'd go down 1,000 kids in this place, 1,000 kids from Connecticut, Massachusetts, everywhere would come down on a weekend, Friday, Saturday night. And so then we thought, let's get the cameras in here. And they loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And then because public access was free, nobody got paid. Well, I got paid to DJ, but I didn't get paid to produce the Party Thaaang TV show. Mm-hmm. All we did was took it back. And then what I did learn was how to edit. That was major. How to use the equipment, terminology, blah, blah, blah. And then, you throw it on the interconnect, which here in Rhode Island covered the entire state. And it became a much bigger deal than I ever thought it was going to be. I was just doing it because I was having fun and getting into the clubs for free, because we started going to other clubs. Mm-hmm. And we became very popular that way. What I was told, because to be honest, when we started the show, we figured the target audience would be, us males, us horny males between, the age of 14 and 80. That's what we thought, that we would have an all male audience. And then as I discovered, tons of ladies loved the show. And I remember then finally asking, wow, what is this? Why do the ladies love the show? And here's what they told me. Because the ladies loved watching the other ladies on the show. And of course, critiquing.
Oh yeah. Well, what also crack out? What is this?
Politically correct here now. Critiquing.
Yeah.
Why is she dressed like that?
As you say, what is she wearing?
What is she wearing? Why is she doing? Oh my God! I didn't realize. And the other thing I give ourselves credit for was when we shot the footage, we shot everybody. It wasn't like we went around and tried to find the beautiful people. Yeah. If you were dancing with energy, we put you on. We put the camera on you. And I think the ladies respected that. But we didn't care, what size or what color you were. If you were making us look good, we were all looking good.
Now, what years was Party Thaaang? What years was Party Thaaang active? Like from
Party Thaaang started. We started in 1988 doing the Party Thaaang.
Wow. Okay.
And I believe I'm going to say 2004. Maybe 2007, we finally stopped. And even then I still had some shows that were on until probably 2012 or something. But
that's insane, man. That's a long run.
Yeah, but I remember though, nobody got, we didn't get paid to do it. I would pay my cameraman. I'd pay him to shoot. But other than that, I didn't get paid to do this. This was just, for the fun and the love of A, editing video, and B, yes, going out and playing with all the fancy ladies that were out there.
Yeah.
because they were, oh my God, nowadays it would be crazy because everybody's got a phone. But back then, this was social media.
Yeah. That's
what I've been told. This was like the beginning of social media, and people would watch my show and people would watch it. And I'd get comments from people like, even now, old men my age say, I used to watch your show every Saturday morning. Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, you shoot some great angles. And yes, we did.
Yeah.
We knew how to shoot up and we knew how to shoot down, as opposed to the straight ahead, dad shoot where you're shooting just,
Yeah.
We put angles in there and then we edited stuff and put things together. So yeah, it was awesome to be able to do something and not even know that you were doing something good. That's really how it boils down. I just was doing, like I said, doing it for the fun of getting into the clubs for free, meeting the girls and talking to people and edit and learning how to video edit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So then, speaking of now, what's happening for you in the present? What are you actively doing now that it's this present tour or present time?
Yeah, well, we're doing some shows now and some lectures at different colleges. Working on some things with a partner and I. We just signed a label deal so we have a label through Sony, Flavian and Records. So we're in the process of signing acts and setting up and about to put some records out ourselves.
Oh, that's great.
As well as the management company, Flavian and Management, is going strong. Naughty by Nature and Black Sheep and D-Nice and me and a couple of other acts will be coming out soon. They're working on product. And that's that's enough.
That is
Takes up a lot.
Now you were also a school teacher. Now, what years were you an active school teacher?
I was thinking about that the other day. I started, I think I was 21 or 22 down in Narragansett as a science teacher. And I love my science. I loved education. Loved it. And it was the only interview that I did for a teaching job, and I got the job.
That's awesome.
I started in 1976, and then I retired in 2009. So I did I think it's 33 years, somewhere like that. I did my 33. At that point, I loved it still, but I was kind of ready to move on. When you get older, you know what I mean? The energy level goes down. I was ready to do other things at that point. But and then where the pension system works, after 33 years, you know, hey, you want to stay, you can, but you're not adding any more to your pension.
Right.
So that was the thing. Science was what I did in college. At first I thought I was going to do something in radio and TV, but for some reason, to me, being an educator was a little more meaningful, as far as the world. DJing was fun to entertain people and let them laugh and have a good time. But education was like, okay, and I know as corny as it kind of sounds, but I knew I was helping to get the next generation ready. And I felt like I had a nice knack for getting them to understand science, love science. I'm actually a nerd, as you can remember. I couldn't dance.
Hey, man.
In seventh, eighth grade, I was a nerd. I was Urkel before there was Urkel. I'm the original Urkel, man. I already know this. I have to confess that. Even now, I get excited. A thunderstorm's coming. Oh, I got to go out and see it. Oh my God, the literate meteor showers. Oh, I got to go see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really had two parts of my life that were really, that drove me all the time. I could be the serious Mr. Gallman during the day, and then at night, DJ Ulysses on the radio or out in the clubs and stuff.
But you can tell that, like, I can tell because I've done enough gigs with you and stuff and DJing that, you definitely had an impact on your students, man, because we'll be out and they'd be like, oh, Mr. Gallman, like, so even now, like some of these kids have grown up, but it's like they still remember you. They're like, they ask you to DJ their parties, their family parties. So it's like, dude, you left like a legacy behind you, Mr. Gallman, the DJ, the science teacher, so that's awesome, man.
Just out there so I don't get bored.
Yeah.
To be, you know what I mean? That was the really other side of it. I had enough going on, so I was never bored. So okay, that's cool. And having fun.
Did you ever run into any did anything ever happen where because you're a science teacher, but then on the weekends they're like, he's doing party thing. Like how does that actually work out? Because they see the public access show. You know what I mean? So
yes, there were many of teachers and colleagues sometimes raised their eyebrow at some of our shots, some of our videos. Again, remember I said we didn't shoot straight ahead with the camera. We shot from the floor up. Or we shot from here down, and I'm sorry, but that's the best way to see somebody dancing and to get the full body. Unless you're gonna stand way back. So every now and then you get a little comment. Oh, you guys, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
how you get them angles? But
I love that. It wasn't. They weren't necessarily upset about it. They were like, "How do you get those angles?"
Yeah, right. Well, especially the fellas. The fellas would always they appreciated our angles. The girls were like, "What are you guys doing?" But we never let anything show.
Yeah,
always kept things clean. Yes, I have some bloopers.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, no, it was like as I would say to people in public, I don't really want to get a shot, that can't be aired because now I got to edit it.
Right.
Best to just, I wanted the illusion that you might see something. You know what I mean? And of course, after the ladies got a little inebriated, they just sometimes just let it all hang out, and I was like, okay.
It was actually funny. I know I have a story about a friend of a friend who was actually dancing, and she told me that I guess her father was up a couple days later in the morning, and he was watching public access, and he saw his daughter on the TV, and he goes, and he was like, "I saw you on the TV. What were you doing last night at the club?" And she was just like, "Oh my God!" Like she didn't even know.
I have heard many stories like that of like where girlfriends caught their boyfriend dancing with somebody on the TV, or your parents didn't know you were out, that you were doing it. Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. It has caused some trouble.
Yeah. Oh God.
And I guess that sort of leads us right into the future. So then you're going to continue doing this, I take it, right?
Yeah.
That's what you have down. That's the goals you have down the line, also, huh?
Well, we have a TV show pending. Me and another rapper, Moni Love.
Yeah.
Moni and I, we're supposed to go shoot a pilot in April, first week of April, and NBC, if they like it, then we'll probably be on your televisions next fall.
That's so we'd love.
You know.
Well, what's the focus of the TV show?
It's kind of like, well, she's my cousin, and she comes over from England, and I'm like 20, my age, 21 or so, living in the, you know, in the hood or whatever, trying to make it. You know, it's sort of like a modern day Laverne and Shirley, two girls trying to make it on their own, trying to become successful.
So this is like a comedy kind of series of some sort.
Sitcom.
All right, you're stepping out then. Now, have you ever had any formal training in acting, or this is something that you sort of picked up along the way?
Something I did as a kid, you know. It was just for fun.
Didn't we all?
You know.
That's it.
Now, how did you transition from the clubs into, you know, you do mostly like private parties now and weddings. Like, how did that transition happen?
I just discovered that, to be honest with you, the money in DJing is really doing private parties and doing weddings. And so you gravitate toward that. Also, when you do a private party, you do a wedding, the crowd that is there is, how do I say this? They're all of the same mind, so to speak. So if you got a wedding, you know what it is. You got the bride's people and the groom's people, but they're all there for one purpose. They're all there to celebrate the bride and the groom and the party. So it's kind of easy. It's almost like they're a family. So now it's easy because you kind of know who you're dealing with. You kind of know what kind of music to play for them, as opposed to a club where, you know, people are just walking in off the streets. So you don't know what mix your crowd's going to be when you do a club. But a private party, you pretty much know these are all friends of the host or friends of the bride and groom. So, hey, now it's easy to get them to dance and party and want to be together, because that's the purpose. You're not just going out to see what's going on. You're out to celebrate whatever the event is, birthday party, wedding, whatever. So I gravitated toward that and I loved it. It was like, okay, this is it's like in the classroom. I have a captive audience. Right. They're here. They aren't leaving. You know, the club, people can go, oh, I don't like this, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You go to somebody's party, you're gonna stay. You know, you might yell at the DJ because he's not playing what you want, but you're going to stay. So yeah, I said, okay, this is where I'm at. I like this.
That's actually, you know, it's funny you said that, because I never really, like, I probably have thought about that, but you're bringing it up again. I mean, yeah, you do have a captive audience when you have a private party or a wedding. Whereas, like, you know, if you're DJing somewhere, like, you know, we both DJed obviously at Coast Guard House, you have, you know, a group there, but some people leave to go get a drink. They come back in. They want to hear different music. Sometimes you have a wedding from the towers come over, and you're trying to. They're ready for the second party.
That's right. And they're
trying to bring these two.
The other crowd's not ready. Oh
yeah. Trying to bring these two crowds together and make them mesh well. You know.
Yeah, clubbing is a little tougher. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I really do. I like my private parties, and I like my. You know, the weddings and school dances. Oh my God, I used to do school dances. I never forget doing Portsmouth High School homecoming. 900 kids.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
900?
900.
Why do you even, where was this?
This was Portsmouth High School.
They fit 900 in a high school?
900 kids in a gym. Yes, just outrageous. You're just like, what? Wall to wall people. And North Kingstown was pretty big too. I don't know, not 900, but oh yeah, there'd be a good 500 in North Kingstown.
Man, you played
up on the stage. And in those days when I DJ'd, I didn't just play music, but I also had a video screen. I had a big video screen, and on the video screen we would play videos that I got from MTV and a live cameraman. So I'd have a guy go out on the floor and he's shooting footage. Sometimes it's live. Sometimes we'd shoot the footage and then put it up doing a slow song on the big screen. But the big screen was like a showpiece. You know, this is something to watch. Oh my God, I can see myself. Oh my God, I'm dancing, blah, blah, blah. And they liked it back then. I don't know if people would like it nowadays. But again, remember, this was the late 80s, early 90s. You know, video was a big deal.
I don't know. I feel like
big deal.
They still do that though. I mean, like a buddy of mine DJs out in whatever. I mean, it's like maybe about like 40 minutes away. I forgot where it was. I think it's Barrett's or something, but he DJs there and he does, you know, music videos like still, and it's still a hit. You know, like he's got it hooked up to the system, which is connected to the TVs.
Yep.
So, you know, he's still doing the videos, man. That's still a hit, man, if you do it right.
They were doing that at Mardi Gras before it closed down and what.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Same thing. I remember DJ Marcus would come on and he'd have the videos playing, and he'd warp, move into just dancing or just just the CDs at those times. So
R.I.P. Mardi Gras, man.
Yes.
You know, isn't that crazy?
I know. I drove by yesterday. I drove by. It's like, oh, I don't know. What is it? What is it? Apartment buildings or something now? Or office buildings? I don't know.
They build a massive building there. It's split between a beauty salon, and half of it's going to be a liquor store. And then on that corner, they're building a bank. Like, random plot of land. So,
well, hey, that's how the world, it moves on.
Man. So. For sure.
Gotcha.
That's crazy. Now, there was a question that I wanted to ask you. It just slipped my mind. Oh man, what was it? It just slipped my mind. Cooley, do you got anything? It'll probably come back to me.
You're too young for that.
No, I was like, I got sidetracked for a second, and I just lost the thought. Damn, it'll come back to me.
Okay, now my next question is, I want you to realize, again, you have loads of admirers and a lot of young people especially, and they're watching this interview and they're watching you come along in the ranks, and I know that watching you and listening to you, they probably figured that you have some words of wisdom for them. So that's my question. What advice could you give the young people out there on like life and love, education, just what comes to mind?
Education probably does, I mean, nobody's perfect, and that's the bottom line. I'm not perfect, and neither is anyone else out there. And the problem that we as rappers have had is people expect us to raise their kids. They expect us to teach the youth everything. When we're youths ourselves, so we can't know everything, and it's just to ask that of us is ridiculous. So. Hey, keep it down in there. That's the way you do it around my way.
There you go.
Can you make a noise?
That's it.
No. No, but I mean, it's just, I think the youth out there are smart enough to know that they have to, rely on themselves for a lot of the strength nowadays, as opposed to relying on role models, because that's just, to me, you should look to yourself first. And I think really we need to just like get our education taken care of, because you couldn't be a rapper or anything else without that. Stay away from those drugs, because a lot that's what's destroying my community, at least, in a lot of ways. It's not too many opportunities, and then when there are opportunities, people don't necessarily capitalize on them, and I think that they're wasting their brains if they don't take advantage of some of the stuff that's out there for them to do, and getting into trouble and stealing and things like that, just for fun, instead of stealing somebody's car and joyriding, or robbing somebody for fun. That's a mentality that has to change. They should be doing other more positive things with that time, whatever it is, just nothing negative like that.
Agreed.
We'll be back in just a moment with more of the Queen Latifah interview.
Yo, what's like the craziest moment that you had during all of the DJing, like this? It doesn't matter what era. What's the craziest moment?
Oh, I got a good.
Cool, you just reminded me, so I got it after this.
You write it down so you don't forget.
No, I won't forget.
Cooley,
write it down.
I was deep. This is when I first learned the power of being a good DJ or being a DJ. This Thursday nights at URI back in the 70s, late 70s, we could drink. So the Thursday night was a big party night in a place called The Pub, which was downstairs in the Memorial Union of University of Rhode Island. So I remember a particular Thursday night, I'm down there DJing, and I have got this crowd whipped up furiously. Sororities, fraternities, and I'm playing the music, and I'm banging, I got them going, and I just think I'm driving them nuts. Well, yeah, I drove them so nuts that they were literally jumping off tables, grabbing onto the rafter things, what is it, chandelier things at the top. They were tearing the place up because I had them so riled up. So the bartender, Masharelli, they gotta love Mash. Mash comes over. Uli was called Uli in those days. Uli, you gotta slow down. These people are going nuts, blah, blah, blah. And I looked around, he was right. And I said, oh my God. So I stopped the music for a bit. And then what I did was I put on like 4 slow songs just to kind of calm the crowd down. But ever since that day, I said, oh, damn, I can really get people riled up. I could really cause problems here. I knew it was me because I knew what songs I was playing and what songs made them jump and act crazy. And that was a very important lesson that, okay, watch your crowd. Don't drive them too crazy. You don't want them breaking your equipment and breaking you and because they're frenzied out. So yeah, I'll never forget. That was a life lesson.
That was a safe one. Now,
yes, thank you.
now take off the training wheels and tell me the craziest shit that ever happened to you when you was DJing. That's a great revelation, and I appreciate it. But
I see what you're saying. I'm trying. Oh, let me see. I don't know. I gotta think about this. I mean, the craziest thing. I remember once doing a wedding.
Oh, dude, you got to. Oh.
You know the story.
You know the one is the one I'm thinking of. The weirdest.
The fight. Yeah.
No, not the fight. I'll have to. There's something about a woman who was there that I can't give it away. I'll have to text you.
Well, I'm not sure which story you're telling.
I'll give away to hint it to you, but you tell the story first. All right.
Well, the one story I'm thinking, which I thought was crazy, I'm doing a wedding. It was back in the day of Evelyn's Villa. And so if everybody knows Evelyn's Villa in West Warwick, it's really two banquet rooms next to each other. All of a sudden, all the guys in my wedding room were missing. All the guys were gone. I'm like, what's going on? And then a few moments later, I could see police lights. Well, it turns out that the guys in my wedding that I was doing got in a fight with the guys in the wedding that was next door. They were all out in the parking lot fighting. And I was like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Yes. And the room was he was embarrassed, and he cooked me up with a good tip because he was embarrassed. And we all were like, what the hell? That was pretty freaky, Cooley.
How did that happen because of what you were playing, or?
No, I don't know why.
I was hoping I could tie the two stories together and come full circle.
No.
Cooley's got Ulysses has got like this. He's got a 5-song set list that just drives everybody insane.
Yeah, I wish.
I was trying to put that shit together like M. Night Shyamalan.
There were certain eras in my existence where you just knew you had about 20 songs that you just knew you were gonna just lay them out. They were gonna love you. About 20 or 30, you knew whatever, and you just had to mix them in and play them at the right time. Nowadays, it's a little harder. Everybody's all over the place as to what music they like and want. But yeah, that's what it was like. Yeah, cool. Right. I don't know. I mean, I could tell you stories about all the young ladies that were, who were just in love with me because I was the DJ. But I had those kind of stories.
Yeah, do it, man. I'll slap an M on this.
What are you doing? What are you doing later on? I'm doing you, girl.
Listeners
Man, I wasn't gonna bring up the van, but you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was back. That was way back. That was the early days when I wasn't even, when you just walk into the equipment was already there. And yes, I did have a van that I was very proud of. It had a built-in bed and
oh my God,
speakers, built-in speakers in the back. Oh yeah, it was special. It was special, but hey.
Now let me do this. I want to throw some names at you and some topics, and whatever comes to mind, you fly.
Are you a psychologist? Is this some word association?
No, I'm an education major.
I think he's gonna analyze.
I'm a teacher. Junior high teacher, actually. Spike Lee.
Hella cool. Nah, Spike is real cool. He's just He's just real mellow, you know. He'll tell you what he wants you to do and then let you take the ball and run with it. That's.
Have you met Spike at all?
Yeah, I was in Jungle Fever, so that's when I met
That's
him.
right, of course.
All right, here we go. I'm going to try to give you a hint without telling you, okay, what the story was.
Yeah.
There was something that happened at a wedding where they came up to you and said, "This went down. I need you to keep them busy."
Oh, yes.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Cooley, I'm glad he reminded me. Cooley, we're doing a wedding. It was in Newport. And all of a sudden, somebody runs up to me from the family and goes, "Ulysses, the bride's grandmother is dying or dead. She's in the bathroom. She's dead. She's died in the bathroom."
She's
Yeah.
in the bathroom dead.
She passed away in the bathroom. Yes.
Passed away at the wedding
In the bathroom. During the reception.
During the reception. And the girl said, "Just don't say anything. The bride doesn't know. Just keep this party going." And oh my God, kept that party going. And the bride didn't find out until the last 30 minutes that she found out, "Oh my God, my grandmother's not here. Oh my God, this is what happened." They were able to get her in the ambulance, get her to the hospital, even though, and I'm pretty sure she had passed already, but still, after that she left. But yeah, that's freaky. It just like, whoa, yes, you just whoa, you know, that's my job. You know, my job, keep them partying. Don't let nobody. I don't want anybody to know what's happening.
It's kind of crazy because you know that she's like, "I just want to see my granddaughter get married," and then she was.
And then once she saw it, she said, "All right, I can go." I know. So
yeah, that's crazy. That's insane.
Those are some crazy things, that's for sure.
I remember you texted me that night. You're like, "You're not gonna believe what just happened." I was like, "What?
I know.
What did you do, bro?"
I know.
I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. No, if I think long enough, I'll think of some other things. But you know,
how about Magic Johnson?
Champion, straight up. But I like the way he's handling this whole situation. You know, he's not playing games or acting dumb about it or running from it. You know, and it takes an extraordinary person to just come out and just divulge their physical health in front of the world, and then to not just stop there, but to continue on trying to let people know. I mean, he is in a position where he is someone who everyone loves. I mean, Black, white, Spanish, Asian, everybody loves Magic Johnson. Right. He's everyone's hero or whatever. And so, you know, to see him get AIDS or HIV, same thing, you know, it's like it hit everyone at home. It hit everyone in the heart. And so I think people would be more quick to listen to him. Gotcha. So it's a good thing that he's doing what he is, which is vocalizing the issue and letting kids know what time it is out here and all kinds of people.
I got one. I got another one. I got another one. Now I'm not going to give away the person. I'm going to let you reveal who it is. You were DJing at Poncho's and somebody came in and asked you to play a song, and you didn't know who it was until after they left.
So embarrassed. Oh, Cooley, you got to hear this. I'm so embarrassed. So it was right at the beginning of the night. Nobody was in the club for the most part, except me and bartenders. And I had just set things up. I was just warming stuff up. So then this tall, slender Black gentleman comes in, stands next to me, and says something about DMX. And me, you know, so busy thinking what I'm doing, I go, yeah, I got DMX. I got it. I'll play you some, and thought he'd go away. And he did. He kind of walked away. And then I find out a day or two later, it was DMX. This was when he came to, he was living in Peacedale. He bought a house in Peacedale. He was living, and he came in to say hello to me. And I'm like, and I just kind of like, I didn't recognize him. And I did, who would have ever thought, you know, DMX? Really? In Narragansett? Yeah. DMX.
I just find it weird that he
rest in peace.
Did he ask for DMX?
Or even if he was just like, "Hi, I'm DMX," like I don't get that. I don't understand why he would say his own name unless he was like rapping to you.
Well, he you know, he did. He said something about you, but he may, but Cooley, what he may have said that he was DMX, and I didn't hear that. All I heard was DMX, meaning, oh, okay, yeah, I can play some.
Imagine that he walks up. Imagine
like,
that he walks up. He's like, "Hi, I'm DMX." You're like, "Yeah, I can put on some party up in here."
Yeah, me and my dumb ass.
And he's like, "This motherfucker."
That's
And he
right.
walks away. He just walks away. He doesn't even bother coming back. He's like, "Yo."
Yes, I never saw him again. I
Oh, my
never
God.
saw him again in that club. So I was like, but I knew and then I heard, oh my God, DMX is he's right in South County. Oh, he bought a house in Peacedale. Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
He passed
Wow,
away.
that's wow.
That was embarrassing. That's no doubt about it. Embarrassing.
You didn't even see him. Like you didn't even look up, did you?
Oh no, I turned and looked at him. But I, for some reason it just didn't, and Cooley, we all look alike. So I didn't.
Not to us though.
We all look alike.
You know what I was gonna say? I'm so glad you said that, man.
Brothers.
Cooley, I'm so glad you said that, man. Because if I said that, like I didn't realize it was DMX, you guys would have been like, oh, because you think we all look alike, but you just said it. So it's just like the fact that you didn't even see. Oh my God.
So embarrassing.
Oh my God, that's funny.
It's not supposed to be like that for us, though.
It's not supposed to be like that for us.
Tony, seriously though, scientifically, it's been scientifically proven that people, if they see somebody from like a different group of people, or even if you see something else like a tiger, right? Like it looks like every other tiger because you're not around tigers all the time.
Right, exactly.
Right. So like if I look at you, right, you look like every white guy that I know. It's not true now because I know you and we've been around each other.
Right.
But
that's bullshit, man. I stick out like a carrot. I don't look like a lot of white guys. So, I'm a 7-foot white carrot.
Guys with tattoos all over their body, like if I seen one, I seen them all at this point because like I don't see them all the time. You know what I mean?
Sorry, bro.
That's science.
That's the way it is. That's right. That's the way it is.
It's science. Everything just blends in together. You know what I mean? Until that thing is focused on and it becomes part of your life, then that becomes recognizable. But if it's not part of your existence, when you look at it, it looks like every other thing that is, colored like that. Right. Or looks like that, or same height, same characteristics. Like if they, like I just said, if they were their body was covered in tattoos, like I don't hang around with a lot of people like that. So when I see somebody covered in tattoos, maybe I think he looks just like the one person I know that's covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
Right. So that's all. I think that's a thing, but like that's why I'm saying for us, like we're not supposed to look at each other and be like, because we're around each other all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like I grew up with black people,
That was just me being lazy, arrogant, or preoccupied. Because, like I said, it was
exactly. You was digging in the crates.
I was getting ready to, get my show together. I'm waiting for the ladies to show up. You
can't even say no. You can't even say he was digging in the crates, man. Because by that time it was all digital.
But still, you're still going.
It was in the digital age.
Yeah, dude.
Still go through your music, even in the digital world. You got to go through and make little marks or do something.
Yeah, I know. It's so much. It's so much harder to type in DMX.
Well, no, I wasn't planning on doing DMX.
It's not even an artist. It's 3 letters.
I do feel like in the digital age, you gotta like to do blends and shit like that. You gotta do math now and shit. Like, but back in the day, you just listen and hear it out. You know what I mean? Like now you gotta get like everything down to like.
Well, digital kind of makes it easier too because like you can go in and it will literally group all the songs that have the same BPM rate. You can literally pull like 2 tracks, and then now with like the mixers, man, you can hit like a sync button even if you don't know how to match, and it'll kind of blend it for you. So I mean, that's why I have respect for old school DJs like Ulysses, man, who know how to do it by ear, by hand, putting down a record, know where to drop the needle, like that skill, man.
It was tough learning it. We had to learn it. We had to learn that the 12 Technique 1200s or they were the best turntables because people had tried all different times and finally
figured out. You can't find one for less than 2,500.
No kidding.
Yeah,
and I think I have 2 of them somewhere floating around here.
They're coming back, man. They're coming back. The turntables have become resurgence now. Like that old equipment is worth a lot of money. So
that's why I'm hanging on to it.
Hey, man.
I got a bunch of it.
Give it up to Grandmaster Flex, dude. That guy was the one who started it. I mean, I honestly, I would say Flash. That I said I don't know why I said Flex. I said Flash.
Arsenio Hall.
I can't say. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, Arsenio's all right. He's cool. You know, he's given me opportunities, and I respect him and appreciate him for that. You know, he's allowed me to show my talent on his show and to speak my mind on his show, and that to me, that's enough for me. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Shot.
Your style of DJing, did you feel like you learned the most of it from being in radio, or
Yes.
actually? Okay, so
Yes.
what did you learn from radio
Unequivocally,
specifically?
Yes. What I learned with radio is that as much as people say they want to hear a whole lot of range of music, no, there's a small range of music that people really know and want to dance and party to. So you got these DJs going out and going, oh, I got 15 billion songs. I'm like, big deal. Your crowd only wants to hear a couple of hundred.
Right.
That's all and the trick too was in radio is we focused on the hits. And this is what I tell all my clients. I tell everybody all the time. I am a top 40 DJ. I believe in the hits. I'm going to play the hits. I don't care how popular a song or how good a song may sound on an album. If it's not a song that I know everybody knows from the radio, I'm probably not going to play it. Because when I play a particular song, I want everybody in that room to pretty much recognize that song. They may not all like it, but at least they recognize it. So they're not going, what's he playing? What's he playing? You know what I mean? So I've always been one of those kind of DJs. Go for the hits. Go for whatever is most popular with people. You know, sometimes, there were club hits and there were radio hits, but still I didn't stray too much into strange and new music. I wasn't one of the kind of DJs that was always breaking new songs. That wasn't my style. I let the other DJs do that. When you came to my party, you knew you were going to hear the music that you already kind of know and love. And then my job was timing when to play it, how to play it, what to say as you play it. And that was the other thing I learned from radio was because a lot of DJs don't talk. They don't talk to their crowd, and when they do, they mumble. Whereas the radio, you got to talk. And I found that was people loved the fact that a DJ would come out and little quips here and there in between songs, comments here, talking over the song a little bit, especially in the beginning, just like radio. So.
Your comments, dude, are some of my favorites. Stick out to me. Like when you DJ'd my wedding, we were doing a groomsman dance, and we did this thing to like bend down and like kind of like have slide a hand down our leg, just as like a joke. And in the back in the video, still you just hear you go, "Oh, she likes that move."
Well, yeah.
And then like. And my other favorite one was
your bride at the time was watching it, a big grin as you guys all bent over.
Yeah,
a big grin comes on her face. I go, oh, she likes that.
I think my other favorite one that for some reason always made me laugh is you were playing. I think it was Beat It or Billie Jean or something like that. I think it was Beat It. And like everybody knows who's singing Beat It, but like you just felt the need in the middle of the song to go, Michael. So that always made me laugh. Like, all right, cool, man. You just remind people who it is.
Well, it's
great. It's great. I love it.
You're trying to personalize the event. Because you could just put, like when I started as a kid, just put on records and not talk at all. But if you talk enough and throw comments back and forth, now that people associate, oh my God, he's the DJ. He's the one making sure we're having fun. He's playing all of the good music, and so they remember who you are. They hear you talk, and it's like,
otherwise you just put on a mixtape.
It feels like a show, like you're a showman.
Would you say I'm just gonna put on a mixtape?
Yeah, it's like if you're not a showman, I'm just gonna put on a mixtape.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna pay you to.
So that's the point. Is I learned that early on that just you getting out and believe me, there were parties where you'd have to get out and say something to get them to get on the floor. So I have to tell you, I guess this is politically correct. I used to say it, so I'm gonna say it now. So a lot of times, a lot of my audiences and gigs I did were mainly white people. And so I used to have this line where I would, putting on music, and I'm putting on good music that they should be dancing to. And they weren't on my floor, like old time rock and roll and that kind of stuff. So at some points I would be very dramatic. I'd actually pick the needle up off the record right in the middle of the song and stop and look at it and go, yo, you guys know this is a great song. You know I'm playing your music. And I understand that you white folks don't dance till you get drunk. So please go to the bar, get something to drink, and come back out here and dance. And I promise you, I'll have you sober before you get home. And I put the song back on. All of a sudden, I look up and my floor would be like, swoosh. I kind of shamed them into to get it on the floor. And that's when I really learned. Talk to them.
You know what I feel? I feel like what that does though is it I don't know if it like shaming them, yeah, but I think you kind of just break the ice for everybody.
Yeah.
Like they know, like, all right, like it's safe to get out and dance. And if I go out there, it's not because I want to dance, it's because the DJ told us we had to.
Yes.
Exactly.
So yeah. That's a sick move, actually. It doesn't work anymore because it doesn't matter anymore. But back in the 70s, and 80s, yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
That would get right on that floor. And they would even tell me afterwards, well, you shamed us to getting on the floor. Did you have a good time? Yeah, it was great. There you go.
So Cooley asked an awesome question, which was, what was like the craziest thing that's ever happened? What was one of the worst moments you've had in DJing? Like something that like you always think of like something that really just went not the way you wanted,
If it's not the grandmother that died on the toilet, I mean,
no.
I know
what I'm talking about. Usually the worst kind of things will happen when your equipment messes up.
Yes, that's where I was trying to lead you. Yeah.
That's really the worst that can happen, is when your equipment messes up. And there've been occasions, I remember doing a big gig at South Kingstown High School once, and there was an amp that I had rented from URI, and for some reason it overheated, and all of a sudden, boom, the whole thing just shot down. That was it. And I thought somebody had clipped the plug.
Yeah.
No, it just, and so luckily at that gig, it was one of those things where we had to wait a few moments for it to cool off, then plug it back, then put it on again, and then play it at a lower volume. And we got through the night. But usually the things that bother me, that make my gigs unfun, no fun, is when the equipment doesn't work.
Do you go a cappella when that happens? Like,
what's that again?
I said, do you go like a cappella when that happens? You're
no,
I don't dance, everybody.
I don't dare sing, but oh my God. So yeah, I keep thinking that's and maybe something will drift in if I keep thinking about gigs that were really just.
Do you ever deal with someone specifically that, like there's, a guest, or like maybe there's somebody you were DJing for that was unpleasant, or somebody, people.
Yeah. I've had that. I did a wedding a few years ago in Newport. Oh Lord, where the bride and her friends of 12 people all wanted, and this is when the new hip hop was coming up, you know what I mean? So this is a couple few years back. And so she wanted me to play just that kind of music. And then you had the whole rest of the wedding party who wanted to hear my usual mix of top 40. And every time I'd go to music for them, she or her friends mother would come up here, she would like you to play blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I will, but let me mix it. That was to this day, that still annoys the hell out of me, that they hired me to do a job, and they wanted me to alienate 3/4 of the crowd for 12 people, the bride and 12 people to dance. And it was like, okay, I can see special, but not monopolizing the whole night.
Yeah,
you got people sitting down, and then when I would put on their music, the floor would be full of people. And I remember saying, I said, look at my floor. How can you say, but I'm the bride? Annoying. Most of my clients are people that I already know.
Yeah.
Most of my clients are people that are either I work with, or their kids, they were my students, or their parents. I know, you know what I mean? So that it's nice when your clientele when you know your clientele and you know your customers, so to speak. That's the best. And that's how we do it. I don't advertise.
Yeah.
I do not advertise. You know, if you want me, you got to know somebody to get to me. And then you know, I'll give you a deal. I'll give you a good deal and get you out there. So yeah, that's how that rolls.
So not only, I think this needs to be addressed. Not only have you been an educator, not only have you been a DJ and worked on the radio, you also were an editor for a show called Caught in Providence with Judge Caprio, which I think needs to be recognized because that show went national, man. So can you talk to me about how that came about? I mean, that's huge.
Oh my Lord, let me tell you how that all happened. By the way, we just got nominated for a 3rd Emmy.
What?
Emmy
Hell
today.
yeah, man. Congratulations.
Today.
Congratulations, dude.
I know.
That's
like,
awesome.
Really?
That's kick ass, man.
But yeah, the deal with that was, you know, being right place, right time. First of all, the real producer of that is Joe Caprio, the Judge Frank Caprio's younger brother. And so he was videotaping his brother in court, public access, just like I was doing Party Thaaang. He was doing Caught in Providence. And his show became popular just like mine became popular. Then it got to the point where everything in the video industry was going digital. We weren't doing the old tapes, things like we used to, old-fashioned tapes. It was then this is, you know, it was 2000 now. Everything's going digital on the computer. So it turns out that Joe did not know how to do digital video. He's got a great eye. He knows how to put strings together. He's a great editor. He's a great cameraman, but he did not know how to do digital video. So here's how things all tie together. His nephews went to Narragansett in the middle school. I taught out of the judges 5 kids, I taught 3 of them. So they contacted me and said, Gallman, Uncle Joe needs help with digital video. And because at the time I was working at Apple and I'm thinking, oh man, there's so many better people here than me. No, they know you. Uncle Joe doesn't know you, but we know you. We think you're the right fit, blah, 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 blah. All right, fine. So I thought that I would be with Uncle Joe and Caught in Providence, maybe 4 months, 6 months, to tutor him on how to use Final Cut Pro, which is the digital platform for video editing at the time. And then he'd go off on his own. No, I'm still working for him. even though the show has stopped because the city of Providence sort of, you know, hate to say it, but they were not good to the judge. They sort of kicked him out of the judgeship for younger blood. That's really what it was. But we're still videotaping. We have old shows that we're putting out on the web still from the judge that people have not seen. So in a sense, I'm still working for that. But that's how that all happened. I did not realize that we're going to be with Caught in Providence this long. And yeah, we were very proud that we went from being a public access program all the way up to Emmy nominated on national television.
That's awesome, man.
It is. Even now, I don't always want to believe it in my head, but yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And the best part is that I could edit at home. I could edit right at home. I log onto the boss's computer. He and I would edit it. Then we'd send it to the next level. They'd put the graphic. Then we send it to Hollywood and they put it out. It's like, whoa, this is how you make a TV show. So yeah, it was good. I felt good about showcasing the judge and what he meant to millions of people that went through the court system and his style of how he deals with people. And again, another little caveat is that Judge Caprio is one of the owners of the Coast Guard House.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So he knew me too. He knew me. You know, it's funny. Everybody says, "Yo, do you know the judge? Do you have a thing, brother? You have an autograph?" I look at him. I go, I've had to sit across the table with the judge and his wife at a parent conference. I've known him since the 70s. It's just, you know, I'm glad at what has happened, but yeah, he's just, you know,
yeah,
he's just another father. Another one of my parents.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So have you ever? This is the question of the night. Have you ever had to stand before Judge Caprio
No.
on a case? No?
No. Thank God, no.
Yo,
Yeah, but the funny
that
thing,
would have been embarrassing, man, right? Like,
Yeah, I'd be real. Oh yeah. No, that's the good thing about me. Me and the judge. It was always, either I'm helping his brother do the show, or I'm at the Coast Guard house making his club look good.
mhm.
So yeah, even now, every now and then I'll be down there. He'll come in. We'll say hello to each other. New Year's Eve was awesome. I always do New Year's Eve for the Coast Guard house, so he's always there, and I always make sure to do a shout out to the judge while he's there, that kind of thing. It's very cool.
that's awesome.
But yeah, no, it's no, I have not had to go before the judge.
Okay, all right.
I remember where you said that you editing that show, you actually tended to see people before the judge that you knew.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That happened on many occasions, that you would see individuals that you knew in real life, and they go, "Oh my God!" And then every now and then they would let me steal a little snippet and send it to them. Hey, Johnny, guess what? I saw you. Look at this. You're gonna be on national television next week.
It's awesome.
Because it's open. It's open to the public.
Mhm.
That's what everybody forgets, that the courtroom is a public event. Anybody can walk in at any time and sit down and videotape and listen to a court proceeding. It really is. It's not a Judge Judy thing. It's not a people's court. It's a bona fide proceeding.
Mhm.
And all we do is, and if the case is like, say, 20 minutes long, we know how to edit it down to define points. So, okay, we get it down to 5
Right.
minutes, that kind of thing. And the judge, once we started doing this more and more, even he was smarter and clever about getting the people to talk and laugh and do certain things. Like, he'd have people in there. Well, what do you do for a living? Oh, I dance. You do? What kind of dance? I do jazz dance. Show us something. So, now what judge takes the time to do that? But he knew that was going to get attention. So all of a sudden the girls doing headstands and doing all kinds of things in the club. Yeah. So he's very good too at engaging the public. Very good at engaging the people standing behind that, besides being kind to them and stuff. Or he has a very, very good way of, he doesn't embarrass them, but he lets you know that you didn't do it right, but I'm gonna let you off anyhow.
Yeah.
He has a nice subtle way sometimes of doing that. So it's like, they know, yeah, you got away, but he gave you a warning. And so that was good. I liked his approach to things.
Did you edit my episode?
I don't think, Cooley. I don't think so. I know I didn't. I would have had it. I would have a copy of it now.
Yeah,
he would have told me about that.
When did you go?
Well, I was there, and he was my judge. It was a traffic thing, and I think my thing was too boring, maybe. And I was gonna say, because if you edited that, I was gonna have a bone to pick with you, man. Because I didn't make it on TV.
No, my God.
I was on TV for like 2 seconds. They showed my face.
I would using that for blackmail on you. You'd have definitely had a copy.
Blackmail me with footage of me? Are you kidding me?
Cooley would have shared that on his Facebook.
I'd be telling everybody Cooley was going to go to jail.
I would have made that a live wallpaper on my cell phone, bro.
You would have been sending it to everybody. Yo, it's on TV, bro.
Cooley, do you remember what year it was? Do you remember what year it was, Cooley?
Oh, it's going bad. I think it was like, geez, it had to be 2016, I think.
All right, I'll keep my eyes open.
You're gonna go back in the archives.
What's that?
You're gonna go back in the archives and find it.
I'll see. A lot of those archives we can't get to because Debmar Mercury, who's a subsidiary of Lionsgate, owns a whole bunch of.
Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, probably Cooley. That's probably what it was. I'll be honest with you. If they were too boring, no, we would rate the cases A, B, C, and then out. A, B, C. So we'd look for cases, and and that was one of the big things where we had this guy Brad Johnson from Hollywood. He was the one that would decide. This is an A. This is a B. This is a B minus. This is a C. This one, throw it out. It's too boring. Nothing going on. Yeah, if it's too mundane, gone.
Cooley, you should have done like a handstand, or you should have done a dance or something, man. You would have.
Yeah.
I was too mundane.
Swore at the judge or something. Oh God.
Well, so I definitely have a question for you, my friend.
Yes.
So you've worked with a lot of different equipment, and I just need to know, are you for or against the crossfader? And and either way, I would like to know. I would like to know why.
Well, Cooley, you know what he's talking about, right? The crossfader.
Oh yeah, I know what he's talking about.
I've already briefed him.
I can't stand the crossfader. Now, it's because as a DJ that started doing this back in the mid 70s, we didn't use crossfaders. We use levers or we use knobs.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, crossfader is cheating.
Mm-hmm.
When you mixed one song, you had the volume up on one, you had the volume ready to come up on the other one. As you mixed it, you just sort of brought the volume up on one, let them overlap, bring the volume down on the first song, put the volume up on the second song. So yeah, it's because you see, Tony and I get into this all the time. we were out there DJing. To me, the crossfader doesn't allow you to always start a song at its beginning, especially if it has a nice distinctive beginning. You know, it doesn't let you do that. If you crossfade, then it's like, okay, it's blended in. So in the old disco era, yeah, where everything was 128 beats a minute, 132 beats, 124. Sure, everything started off with So it was easy to mix 2 or 3 songs that they all sound like that when they start. But if you're going to go back and you're going to mix in, Aretha Franklin, you can't mix Aretha Franklin, and you need to start with that first note.
Yeah,
that comes out. Even songs like Will Smith's song there, the
Summertime.
Summertime. Yeah, even that.
Drums, please.
You want to hear drums, please.
Yeah.
You want it nice and loud and strong. You don't want it muffled in with other stuff. So because that signals to everybody like, oh my God, he's playing this, and they get all excited.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. Songs with distinctive beginnings.
What song is that? Summertime?
Like get them out there.
Summertime by Will Smith. Yeah. DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah. Songs with distinct beginnings. I always feel you got to get them out there. People just know it. And sometimes I'll put on a song, even like Sister Sledge.
We Are Family.
We Are Family. I'll put that song on. And just as it's coming on with it's got the beats, but the way the bass comes in, and I'll just get on the mic and go, name that tune. And everybody, they think they're a big deal. Well, of course, everybody knows the song, but name that tune. Everybody's shouting the name of the song. But that was the whole point. I got you. I got you paying attention to the music, and you're a part of the party. And now we're all partying together. And so that's always my philosophy.
I think I agree with you. I definitely think the crossfader, it works. I mean, it definitely has a purpose, but I feel like, there are songs we want to comment on that banger. Yeah. But there are songs I feel like with a lot of like modern day DJs, because there's a lot of house music and stuff like that. Like you said, like back in the day, like 128 BPMs, like now the crossfader can be very, very useful for fading and blending songs.
Yeah.
I think in some of today's music, but yeah.
Correct.
Oh, but dude.
and also that's an old radio thing too. In radio, you don't crossfade in radio.
Oh yeah, I know.
Pro FM. Bang, that song is there. So that would be me. I'd make a comment. Hey, everybody, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, coming up next, Cooley's in the building. Bang, song is there. You know what I mean? So it's like exciting. It's a boom. And that's the other thing. Make it nice and loud so they hear it, and then drop it down a little.
I'm so used to using like the crossfader, the blending when I DJ, and then I go to use your system when I'm like assisting you, and the shit's like got duct tape on it where I can't move it. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Cooley, I have him locked out. He can't crossfade on my
but no, dude, nah. But I've even ripped that shit off. I'm like, nah, fuck that. If I'm DJing on your goddamn system, and you asked me to do a set, that shit, I rip it off. Fuck that.
You better not touch that crossfader.
No, dude. No, but he always has it there. It's not just for me. But if I'm doing a set, that shit comes off.
Yeah,
so, I just want to have the ability to use it. Half the time I don't even use it, but I like to be able to mess with it a little bit.
I just like to show you when it's good.
It is. But you have a comfort setup when you DJ.
Right. Correct.
I have a comfort setup. If I can't move it a little bit, it screws me up, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even saying I use it, but I need to be able to adjust it if I need to.
I'll let you do that.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I got to get this question in, man. I feel like I don't even think I've ever asked you this before. What is, I mean, dude, you have DJ'd so much music, and I know this is gonna drive you crazy right now. What is like your favorite type of music? Some of your favorite songs, dude, that like you could just listen to on loop. Like I know one of them is Pat Metheny, but you know, but I mean,
see, well, if you want to talk favorite group, my favorite group I rarely get to play out in public, and that's Steely Dan.
Okay.
I'll play it during cocktail hour and dinner music, but basically Steely Dan doesn't have anything really to dance to.
Well, I mean, but what music do you prefer? Not just at gigs, but like, what's your favorite music? Yeah.
Jazz.
Jazz
is actually my favorite music.
Yeah.
So jazz is for me to listen at home. You know what I mean? In fact, I'm at the stage now where I don't even listen to music too much at home. I'm listening to talk radio because I don't want the music to make me. I want it to feel fresh when I'm out in public. So I don't even bother to listen to that. Now I might practice a little. In fact, I'm about to pull out my system and practice here in a couple of, because I got a gig coming up in a couple of weeks, my first of the season. So I'll pull out the system and play with it and practice and all. But yeah, jazz is what I would listen to if I'm at home. Classical, believe it or not, that's what because I remember I played trumpet and French horn as a kid. So I was always in a marching band in the fall, but in the winter we were concert band.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then we talk about favorite dance stuff. To me, my favorite song is any song that gets people on the floor to dance. That's my favorite. If I get them on the floor to dance, okay, that's my favorite now.
All right, man. Word. So if let's say somebody's listening to this podcast, someone's listening to the show, man, and they like, I gotta hire this guy for my wedding. I like this guy. Like, where can they find you? How can they hit you up? Do they just look for you on Facebook?
They could go on Facebook and find Ulysses Gallman, or I'll give out my my email address. You can email me or text me, Ulysses7G @iCloud.com. Is the way you could get in touch. But like I said, I'm the kind of person where, usually people who hire me, they were, I know them from somewhere, school, work, or they were, their parents had me at their wedding. Now they want me for their wedding, or things like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's word of mouth, man. That's
word of mouth is awesome. It really is.
That's the best because it's reliable too.
That's exactly right. There's no riffraff and stuff that you gotta deal with. It's a good thing.
I think some of the best gigs or the best clients are people that hire you because they have been to a wedding that you've DJ'd. So it's like they've seen you in action and they're like, that's what I want. So you don't have to worry about like catering to their needs. They already know what they're getting.
And you don't know, I love those when you'll have my pre-wedding meeting and I'll talk about music and they look at me and go, we hired you because we know you'll take care of that.
Yeah.
And that's like, you're right. Absolutely. I will make sure we will party.
Yeah. I think I gotta say one more thing. I think one of the good things that you do as a DJ, it's not just getting people on the dance floor, but you have a way of doing announcements where you get people excited for the night. You get out there and you're like, hey, what's going on, everybody? We're here for so-and-so's wedding. Like, we're going to party tonight. Like, are you guys excited? And I love that about you, man. And I think that you do that really well. And that's a, some people can DJ, but they can't host the party. And I think you got the best of both worlds, man. So I respect that about you.
You want them to have fun. You gotta figure out where they are and get them to you.
That's right, man.
That's what I do. That's it.
Now, Ulysses, I fully expect you to be like Dan Turner in Archive 81 and find that tape with me on it.
That was super specific.
2016, you think, huh?
Yes.
All right, let me see. I'll do some digging around because we do have.
I mean, you might have to dig deeper. I don't know, but immerse yourself in that. And
I know.
Don't come out the house till you find it, man.
All right.
I want to see it.
I have a mission. Oh my God.
If you find it, we will air it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, we will definitely air.
No, we'll have to have you back on, and we'll show the episode as we're talking.
I'm gonna definitely go looking for it now.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Uh,
So can anybody? Do you have any stuff on SoundCloud? People can find you. Any music you've uploaded or anything?
Not at the moment. I am in the process of. I produce some music, but my music is more cinematic.
Yeah.
You know, there's some funky stuff, and I'm working on some things, and I'm about to learn how to master songs and stuff. But and we'll see where that goes. But my music is, and it gets to the point where I want you to be able to. Well, no, I don't make dance music for the most part. That's what I want to say. It's cinematic. It's got some funky pieces to it, some jazz pieces to it, but you know, it's more like almost like background that you use it on a podcast or something, background type music. So. Which is fun. Man. I'll have to play some for you when I get it ready.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's another whole thing I'm learning as I get older is okay, you know, if you got Logic Pro to work with on a Mac, you should be able to master.
Yeah.
That's what people are using to master. I should be able to do that. You know, you just gotta know what to do to get it to the specs that it's supposed to have. So I'll let you know how that plays out.
All right, man. Keep me posted.
All right, will do.
Well, listen, Ulysses, I appreciate you coming on the Don't Call Us Anthony podcast. Congratulations. You did not call either of us Anthony, but I know you've never done that before. So with that being said, man, thank you so much for coming on, brother. We'll definitely talk soon, and you're the man, bro. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. Good seeing you guys. And Tony, we got weddings to do this summer.
We got weddings. You know where to find me.
To do this summer.
Let's go.
All right.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Later. Peace.
Later, brother.
George Bush.
No re-election. You screwed the country up. Can I curse? No. You messed up the country enough. Why don't you just step aside and allow somebody else to try and fix it?
The upcoming election, presidential election.
Entertainment tonight. That's all it is. I mean, everybody's like, to me, I don't like any of the candidates out there. I don't think any of them, you know, none of them really hit me. None of them are really, you know, saying anything different. To me, you know, I hate election time, especially presidential elections, because you hear the most garbage and the most lies that you could ever hear. You know, George Bush runs to Japan, throws up, faints. And that was the basic accomplishment of his trip. But yet he comes back like he's done something major, which he hasn't. You know, their cars are still pouring into this country, which is cool because, you know, hey. But at the same time, you know, our cars aren't pouring into their country. You know, so what's going on that, you know, this is nothing new. What's been going on that they can do that and we can't do it? But we allow it to continue to happen, you know. I don't understand it. To me, it's probably some old political stuff that none of us normal American citizens know about, as usual with the government. So I don't know. I just hope people wake up and start electing people who are best suited to do the job, which is, you know, fix what's going wrong in the country, as opposed to the one who looks good or the one who talks the best game, or, you know what I'm saying, the one who is from this state and is from this the Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever, you know, whoever is the best person for the job is who should be elected. And we have not elected people like that. And that's the reason this country is in a mess right now, because we elect people who look good and talk a good game. But I mean, I can't think of any one particular thing that George Bush did for this country while he was here. You know, except for running to everybody else's country and doing stuff, you know, and starting wars everywhere else when we got wars going on here that he needs to correct. So, hey,
gotcha.
That's politics.
I hear it. One last one, rap music.
Number one.
That's you. Rap
All
music.
that, you know, truth, jokes, games, fun, reality, love. I love hip hop. That's about all I can say about it.
Yes. Well, Latifah, you are as beautiful and as intelligent in person as I was told you were in the bios. Thank you very much for being here with us. All right.
Peace.
Peace.
I love Rhode Island.
Yeah.
They some hip hop and people I can't even
You
find.
wait till you get out on that stage.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out this episode, and we truly appreciate your support. If you are listening to this episode, please be sure to subscribe to our podcast and rate it to help us share these conversations with others who may enjoy it. If you're watching the show on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you can be notified as soon as we drop new and exciting content. Thank you so much again for joining, and be sure to tell your friends. Just make sure you don't call us Anthony.